The Green Bay Packers continue to draw attention around the NFL as the trade deadline approaches. And while the front office has already made some bold decisions earlier this year, there is a growing sense that General Manager Brian Gutekunst might not be finished yet with the deadline set for November 4th. The Packers are reportedly exploring several scenarios that could either strengthen the roster for a playoff push or set the stage for future flexibility. The organization has already spent considerable draft capital in recent months acquiring superstar edge rusher Micah Parsons from the Dallas Cowboys and offensive lineman Darian Kinnard from the Philadelphia Eagles. Those moves clearly signaled an aggressive win-now mentality, but Gutekunst has never been one to stay idle if there is an opportunity to improve the team or create long-term balance, according to multiple league insiders, including ESPN's Jeremy Fowler. Green Bay's name has been mentioned in numerous conversations on both sides of the trade equation. The Packers could potentially pursue a defensive back to shore up their secondary, or they could listen to offers for players who have become expendable due to changes in the depth chart. One name that has surfaced repeatedly is Tennessee Titans cornerback Roger McCreary, a player described by Fowler as a defensive starter who might not fit the Titans' long-term rebuilding strategy. McCreary's reputation across the league is that of a smart, dependable, and versatile corner, capable of lining up both inside and outside. He may not be known for producing highlight reel interceptions, but coaches value his ability to disrupt timing routes, read quarterbacks, and tackle effectively in space. ESPN analyst Matt Bowen expanded on that assessment, calling McCreary more of a ball disruptor than a playmaker, but also praising his physicality and toughness. Bowen noted that McCreary is the type of corner every defensive coordinator wants, someone who can match up in the slot, handle press coverage, and contribute against the run. His aggressive demeanor and competitive drive fit perfectly in the kind of defense that Green Bay is trying to build. Under defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley, the Packers have been searching for more stability in the secondary, and McCreary could bring exactly that consistency. While his career totals include only 3 interceptions, his value lies in limiting big plays and providing solid coverage against shifty receivers. Recent speculation even outlined a potential trade scenario where the Packers could send young wide receiver Dontavian Wicks to the Titans in exchange for McCreary. While this deal remains purely hypothetical, ESPN estimates a 35% chance that McCreary could be moved before the deadline, with the Arizona Cardinals and Atlanta Falcons also monitoring the situation closely. Other defensive players who could make sense for Green Bay include Riq Woolen, Alontae Taylor, Michael Carter, DeCam Taylor, Brett Yaquan McMillan, and defensive lineman Chauncey Golston. Each of those players fits the kind of athletic, multi-positional profile that Gutekunst and the Packers front office typically covet. At the same time, the Packers could choose a different path and look to recover some of the draft capital they have already spent. With no first or sixth round picks next year, it would make sense to explore ways to restock future assets. One player who could draw interest from other teams is edge defender Kingsley Enagbare. Once a starter, Enagbare's role has diminished since the arrival of Micah Parsons, and with Rashan Gary and Lucas Van Ness ahead of him on the depth chart, opportunities have been limited. Fowler pointed out that although Green Bay traditionally prefers to retain and develop its homegrown players, Enagbare might welcome a change of scenery, especially since he is in the final year of his rookie contract. Enagbare is a player with real potential and solid production when given snaps, but the Packers are in a position where their edge room is simply too crowded. Even with Van Ness temporarily sidelined due to injury, it is not considered a long-term problem. Green Bay has enough depth to function without major disruption, according to Fowler. Teams like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and San Francisco 49ers are logical destinations for Enagbare, both of which are searching for rotational pass rushers to strengthen their defensive fronts. Fowler gives the trade roughly a 25% chance of happening, but notes that since both potential trade partners are NFC contenders, the Packers would need significant value in return to justify making a deal in the bigger picture. All of these discussions highlight a central truth about the Packers organization under Brian Gutekunst's flexibility and foresight define every move, whether the team decides to buy or sell. Before the deadline, each decision is carefully weighed in terms of both immediate competitiveness and long-term stability. The Packers remain one of the most intriguing franchises in the NFL because they consistently manage to balance development with ambition for fans. This period leading up to the trade deadline represents more than just roster moves. It is a reflection of how the front office views the current state of the team. Are the Packers fully committed to contending this season, or are they looking to reshape certain areas? For the future, the coming weeks will provide that answer. The outcome of these decisions could shape not only the remainder of this season, but also the direction of the franchise for years to come. As supporters of one of the most storied franchises in the league, this is the perfect moment to stay connected to every development and to engage in the discussion about what comes next. Green Bay's identity continues to evolve, and your voice as a fan community plays a part in that story. If you want more in-depth coverage of every trade rumor, roster move, and insider update, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your perspective in the comments. The conversation about the Packers' future is just beginning, and together we can keep it alive with insight, passion, and dedication to the green and gold.